A driver swing speed monitor does not lie. Neither does a scorecard. Put those two things together on any given Saturday, and you will find the same 5 mistakes in nearly every woman's bag on the course. This video names all 5, and more importantly, shows exactly what fixes each one. Stick around for mistake number 3. It is probably sitting in your golf bag right now, and it is quietly costing you the most distance of all. Here is the real question though. If these mistakes are this common, why does almost nobody talk about them? The equipment industry has a financial interest in not fixing your fit. A perfectly fitted golfer buys less gear, less often. That is the uncomfortable truth behind mistake number 1, and it only gets more interesting from there. Here is the one mechanism that explains almost everything in this video. Golf equipment is engineered around swing speed. A shaft has a flex rating built for a specific speed window. A golf ball has a compression rating built for a specific speed window. A driver has a loft angle built for a specific launch window. When your swing speed does not match the equipment's design window, energy gets lost. Not a little, a lot. And most women golfers are swinging in roughly the 65 to 80 miles per hour range with a driver, a completely different window than the equipment on most pro shop shelves was built for. That is not a weakness. It is simply a different swing profile, and the industry has been slow to design around it. Keep that one idea in your head, because every mistake on this list traces back to it. To understand why this gap exists in the first place, it helps to look at how the golf equipment industry actually developed. For most of the 20th century, club design was driven almost entirely by tour professionals and elite amateur men, because that is who equipment companies sponsored and marketed around. Shaft flex charts, loft standards, and compression ratings were all built from data collected on faster swinging bodies. Women's golf participation grew steadily through the decades, particularly after the founding of the LPGA in 1950. Yet the manufacturing side of the sport did not keep pace with fitting technology the way the competitive side did. Even today, many retail chains stock a narrow range of women's specific equipment compared to the wall of options built for men, which means the default recommendation on the shelf is often simply whatever is left, rather than what actually matches a given swing speed. That historical lag is the quiet backdrop behind every mistake in this video. Mistake number 1, stiff flex shafts. Walk into most retail stores and pick up a demo driver off the rack. There is a strong chance it is built with a regular or stiff flex shaft as the default, even in the women's section. A stiff shaft needs a fast swing to load and release properly. At 70 miles per hour, that shaft barely flexes at all through impact. The energy that should be transferring into the ball gets absorbed by the shaft instead. On a launch monitor, the same swing with a properly matched senior or ladies flex graphite shaft, tested against a mismatched stiff shaft, can show a meaningful gap in carry distance, often estimated in the range of 10 to 25 yards depending on the golfer. Same swing, same golfer, just a shaft built for a speed she does not have. Brilliant engineering, just not built for her swing. Shaft flex became a standardized industry term decades ago, but the letter codes L for ladies, A for amateur or senior, R for regular, S for stiff, and X for extra stiff were never tied to a single universal speed number. Different manufacturers calibrate these letters differently, which is exactly why a generic ladies flex label on a rack club is not a guarantee of correct fit. Only a measured swing speed, checked against a specific manufacturer's flex chart, tells the real story. Mistake number 2, oversized grips. This one sounds small, but it changes everything about how a hand releases the club. A grip that is too thick restricts the hands from hinging and releasing naturally through impact, which tends to push shots to the right for a right-handed golfer. It also quietly saps club head speed because the hands cannot work freely. Standard grips are sized for an average male hand. Many women are gripping a club built for hands a size or more larger than their own every single round. A friend who plays a lot of competitive amateur golf switched to an undersized grip and picked up measurable ball speed within a week, purely from better release. No swing change required, just a grip that fit. Grip size is measured by the diameter of the material wrapped around the shaft, and manufacturers typically offer at least 3 or 4 sizes, from undersized through mid-size to jumbo. Most retail demo clubs are built with a standard or mid-size grip by default, since that covers the broadest range of average adult male hands. A proper fitting simply measures hand size and finger length against a sizing chart, a process that takes less than a minute but is skipped constantly. But here is where it gets more expensive. Mistake number 3, and this is the one that surprises people most: playing a tour-level golf ball. Premium tour balls are built with a firm core, engineered to compress against a swing speed north of 100 miles per hour. At 70 or 75 miles per hour, that ball never fully compresses at impact. It launches low, spins less than it should, and does not transfer energy efficiently. It is the golf equivalent of trying to bounce a bowling ball. Compare 2 identical swings. One uses a premium tour ball. One uses a low compression ball built for slower speeds. The gap on a launch monitor routinely lands somewhere in the range of 10 to 20 yards of total distance. That kind of gap can come simply from switching a ball, with zero change to the swing, and the tour ball usually costs more too. Worse performance for her speed, higher price. That is not a typo. That is the current state of golf ball marketing. Compression ratings themselves are not even standardized across brands the way people assume, since one manufacturer's 90 compression ball can feel and perform differently from another's, which is part of why so many golfers end up guessing rather than testing. Tour balls are marketed heavily around what tour professionals play, and that association sells a lot of dozens to golfers whose swing speed has nothing in common with the pros endorsing the box. Mistake number 4 compounds all of it: driver loft that is too low. Many drivers ship with roughly 9 to 10.5 degrees of loft, again built around faster swing speeds that create their own backspin and launch angle naturally. A slower swing speed needs more loft to get the ball airborne with the right launch window, often into the 12 to 13 degrees range or higher. Pair a low loft driver with a slow swing speed, and the ball simply does not get up in the air efficiently. It comes off low, it does not carry, and it rolls into the rough short of where it should be landing in the fairway. Combine this with mistake number 1, the wrong shaft, and mistake number 3, the wrong ball, and you get a driver fighting the golfer on 3 separate fronts every single time she tees it up. Launch monitor data has consistently shown that optimal launch angle rises as swing speed drops, which is basic physics of ball flight. Yet driver lofts on showroom floors have historically skewed low because faster swinging demo golfers and marketing photos favor a penetrating low spin flight. The result is a mismatch that has persisted for years simply because nobody adjusted the default. Mistake number 5 is the quiet one: putter fit. Most putters off the rack come in a standard length near 34 inches, built around an average height and setup posture that skews taller. A shorter golfer using a standard length putter is forced to stand too far from the ball. That hunching posture makes a consistent stroke path much harder to repeat. It sounds minor next to distance mistakes, but putting is half the game, and a poorly fitted putter turns 3 putts into a habit rather than an occasional mistake. Fixing this one costs almost nothing, and yet it is the mistake most golfers never even think to check. Putter length has stayed close to that 34-inch standard since long before modern club fitting existed, largely because early putter manufacturing simply mirrored the length of a standard iron shaft with a heavier head attached. Few golfers ever question that number, because unlike drivers, putters rarely get demoed or tested before purchase. Quick reminder before the fixes: if this kind of honest, no sponsorship breakdown is useful, the channel posts these regularly. Subscribing means you will not miss the next one. Now onto what actually works. Fix number 1, for the shaft problem: A graphite shaft in Senior or Ladies Flex, built for swing speeds under 80 miles per hour, restores the load and release the stiffer shaft was killing. Most major manufacturers now offer this as a fitting option, not an afterthought. A proper fitting session, often free at a golf retailer, will confirm the right flex for an actual swing speed rather than guessing off the shelf. Fix number 2, for the grip problem. An undersized grip, sometimes labeled as a women's or junior grip, restores natural hand release through impact. This is one of the cheaper fixes in golf, often somewhere in the $10 to $20 range per grip installed, and it can add clubhead speed without a single swing change. Fix number 3, the big one, a low-compression golf ball, built specifically for swing speeds in the 65 to 85 miles per hour range. These balls use a softer core designed to compress fully at lower impact speeds, restoring the energy transfer that a tour ball wastes. They also tend to cost noticeably less than premium tour balls, often somewhere around $20 to $30 a dozen, compared to $50 or more for a tour ball. Less money, more distance. For the right swing, there is a trade-off worth knowing. Skilled short game players may notice slightly less spin control around the greens. For the vast majority of recreational golfers, that trade is an easy one to make. Fix number 4, higher loft. A driver fitted with more loft, often in the 12 to 13 degrees range or higher, matched to a slower swing speed, launches the ball higher with the right spin to carry further and land softer. Combined with the right shaft, this is where the real distance gains compound. Many golfers see the biggest jump in carry distance right here, once the loft finally matches the swing. Fix number 5, a properly fitted putter length and lie angle, checked in a 5-minute fitting at most retailers. It costs nothing to check, and it is the fastest way to start rolling more putts online. If there is only one fix to prioritize out of all 5, make it the golf ball. It is the cheapest change, it requires no fitting appointment, and the yardage gain can show up on the very first swing. So here is the takeaway. None of these 5 mistakes are about a swing that needs fixing. They're about equipment built for a swing speed that most women simply do not have, and an industry that has been slow to catch up. Fixing all 5 does not require more talent. It requires better fitted gear. What is currently in your bag, and do you actually know your swing speed? Drop it in the comments. It is worth checking before your next round. Subscribe to the Ladies Caddy.